times. You might have seen a little jitter to the left there with Mawkzy's camera. That wasn't an accident. He's been doing that a lot these days. Daniel, too good with the top left defense over the whole day. And yeah, it looks like that hasn't, most of you are aware, Mawkzy swept it. Daniel has been different today, and he's different here as well. That last touch in the air dribble is too much. Mawkzy expected a flip reset. Daniel just pops it over to him. What on earth did Daniel eat for breakfast if he's beating everybody like this? Because somebody else beat Jack, if I recall. Oh wow, Mawkzy actually bumps Daniel into... Oh yeah, AJ beat Jack, so in the final day I think Daniel beat Evo and AJ, right? AJ, most likely a top 10 player, definitely S tier, but Roas and Zen were literally number 1 and 2 in everybody's minds. But Daniel has just played, I think, the best day of Rocket League we've ever seen from it. It's not stopping. Look at the placement. It was the Dandroid day for Daniel, the Pro Drops day, so it was a very special day for him. Yeah, it might just be, I mean, those are my personal rankings, like I said, at the players in the world. So Daniel is taking down number 2, number 1, and now he's taking on number 3 as well. And he's winning. And it's an FF from Mawkzy on the EU servers. And dominates game 1 to immediately send Mawkzy another message to be the best ones player in the world, whereas every other time he plays the tournament, he knows he can if he shows up. Slower, more air rolly one than he's usually doing. And Mawkzy trying to score a second, and he does. Well, that is unexpected. Mawkzy with the boost disadvantage threatens the demo, chips the ball middle, and then pops it into the net before Daniel can get there. Undefendable. Mawkzy's flicks, when they're on, are considered by most to be unstoppable. I think I would agree. Daniel picks up a demo in the midfield. If Daniel wins the tournament today, where do you place him in the world ranking? I talked about that earlier. It's really, really difficult because he came in as, I think, number 3, and then he went 0-3 in the group, and now he's going 3-0 in the gauntlet. So that then you had either amazing foresight or denial. Wow, well, Mawkzy deletes the ball on that one. We're on Daniel POV first time through, and this looks completely unstoppable. If this is a fear tournament, you would happily declare Daniel just immediately number 1 in the world for a win. Yeah, when there's just like clear, historical results, I didn't have a clear ranking in mind. I had like a rough ranking, but I didn't have a clear ranking in my head before I went to make that video, and I did the research on the games, did the research on the matchups, calculated it all. That's just how I like to do things. Oh my goodness, Daniel has just put up a ridiculous defensive stand. Mawkzy surprises him with a turn though. Well, this is next level by both. It's just unbelievable to witness. Mawkzy with no boost. Still has a great flick though. Oh my word. Well, you're not going to get much more speed from a flick with no boost than this. And Daniel correctly EU server. If he can win another game on the EU server, then that has to just be an impossible comeback for Mawkzy. But Mawkzy dances past him in midfield. Daniel went, if you know what I mean. Mawkzy just too good though. This is the advantage for Mawkzy. Even when he loses a kickoff badly, he can get back usually. Reverse challenge connecting here, but not good enough. 50. Daniel with a chance. One touch and a flick from Daniel. Well, that wasn't too far off, but Mawkzy's got it. Oh, hold on. Well, Daniel, if he played the ball there, would have actually had a chance to keep it up, but publicly. Mawkzy deciding not to flick there mid-census. The ball really wasn't sitting pretty on top of his car. And now, slow play of the near post. Oh, that's just gorgeous by Mawkzy. He just flicks the ball straight up in the air and then places it above Daniel. How is Daniel going to attack in this game? You expect it to be the aerial game. It is going to be the aerial game here. And you expect it to work as it has here today. I think you've got to go for that avenue of attack, and that's what he's doing here. This one is a much less successful effort than that though. Daniel dropped it, mixing in those aggressive presses on the ball in what is a very low scoring game. Daniel, oh, he fakes the air dribble bump and goes for the high air dribble instead. Mawkzy lunged in to try and throw himself at Daniel, but look at this subtle air roll. This would bring us back to an even series. Right now it's a Daniel advantage, and it remains a Daniel advantage as an air dribble bump does land. Daniel again, just not making it up for. Right, Daniel rolls the ball in low. Mawkzy reads it very well. That's a massive defensive play by Mawkzy. He's got to score the open net though, and he does. Had a free shot from the back corner there. We've seen those go in today plenty times. Here comes Mawkzy again though, and it is a top left corner flick. Of course, from the man who is the best flicker in the game. Back from Mawkzy. Again, dribbling the ball back to his corner. So smart by Mawkzy, but Daniel goes right through him. Oh, what a challenge! Mawkzy wanted to keep the ball in the back corner. Daniel is too strong. In the demo, but Mawkzy steals the boost away from the back corner. It's desperation times for Daniel. Mawkzy just playing keep away. Oh, he's really just made this impossible at the end of the game. So well played by Mawkzy. And the USC server here before we switch to EU for 2. Must win for Daniel. Well, it doesn't matter. It's not a threes mechanic, but I think it really is. You know, I think if players had this flick at their disposal, we'd see a lot more flicks in the game. We'd see a lot less 50-50s to his natural habitat. So I think all these ground interactions are they're favouring Mawkzy, who's just crushed another 50-50. So I want to see more of that personally. Ground to air dribble starts here. Daniel gets a bit of a bump on the end of it, and he does score. There wasn't a huge air dribble needed. Just an awkward position in every mode. Let your opponent score first, and then, or just score first and watch your opponent be desperate. I think I think 1v1 is the exception to that rule, because I don't know the stats on it. I'd love to see it, but yeah, 1 goal lead in 1v1 is nothing compared to a 1 goal lead in 3v3. He's such a I don't know. He's just such a rapid player. He loves to dive in. Oh, that's a terrible bounce for Daniel. Oh, it's a nightmare. It rolled up right next to the wall, and now Mawkzy's going to double him on. Look the other way. Oh no. Half the game to go. But Mawkzy has just Braziled Daniel with a no-look shot. Got the best win against him. It's the best matchup for him today as well. Oh, that's a great goal though. Daniel not done with the game 2 yet, and I don't think he can be done with game 2. There's so long left. You just have to believe. It's an NA server game. You can't be forfeiting right now. That is a fantastic time. Disappear. Here comes Daniel in the air again. Mawkzy dives in front of him, dodges the demo afterwards, but can't pre-flip to get the save. Using his mechanics and trusting his speed and his ground game to get the job done. Here comes Daniel again. I think he's playing this correctly, and he's starting to see success. No more dribbles, no more approaches with the ground play. Daniel in the sky, and you know, this wasn't even anywhere near the game. All Mawkzy needs to do now is waste time, and that's what he's doing. But Daniel waits patiently to get goals all day, and it isn't the way to win here as well. Mawkzy will get one more, and not just one more goal, one more win on the US server. This perfect. If he is going to avenge his loss to Mawkzy, he needs to win twice on the European server, and he's not. Yeah, you know, a lot of people asking earlier on, is Daniel just clear #1 if he wins this tournament, if he sweeps the gauntlet? Oh, great shot. Mawkzy spots Daniel off. It's, you know, the occasional show match loss for Mawkzy that's the issue he usually faces. It's his activity is almost his own worst enemy, as well as being his best friend. Server, and now we're back on EU. Mawkzy is clearly extremely confident. He just tried a sidewall double while Daniel's in net, and that flow state that had him at a completely unplayable level for Rawas, who's otherwise been immaculate at spotting opportunities to bump Daniel. Thank you, Mawkzy, for the well-timed addition to my sentence. It's so smart as well to slow roll this to have a chance of coming back here. Mawkzy has been unbeatable this tournament, but goes again and scores again. And he's making this look just as easy as Daniel did against Rawas. Mawkzy snipes the 6th goal from a tight angle. What a performance we are seeing. You know, if we're to think Daniel is more like it from Daniel. He's in front of the ball for now. Goes again behind it. Mawkzy stops him. from getting anything going his favor in this game. Spots the challenge a mile away and puts in a 7th goal. Difficult saves from his opponent. Boost steal coming through for Daniel, who continues to fight. He wants to try and come back here, but Mawkzy fakes him out one more time. Daniel calls GG's. I think that's probably a good idea, because we all know Mawkzy was going to stop that ball on the goal line. 4-1. Mawkzy dominates the Rule 1v1 Invitational.